Ever lay in bed replaying a moment you wish you could undo? That one decision or lack of one that still haunts you? Yeah, that's regret. But what if I told you that very feeling isn't just a dead end, it's a doorway? Because regret doesn't just point to what went wrong, it reveals what still matters to you. It's a map to your untapped potential. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you how your deepest regrets can become your greatest breakthroughs if you know where to look. Because hidden in your what-ifs are the building blocks of a future you haven't even imagined yet. Regret is one of the most universally human emotions. Whether it's a missed opportunity, a failed relationship, or a decision that led to an unexpected outcome, everyone has experienced the sting of wishing they'd done something differently. While regret often carries a negative connotation, it holds an untapped power, a unique potential to shape our future in profoundly positive ways. This transformation, however, requires a conscious shift in mindset and strategy. In this video, we'll explore how to convert regret into a force for growth, learning, and purpose, unlocking the latent potential hidden within our past. Regret is not inherently harmful. In fact, it's a natural cognitive response to self-reflection and accountability. At its core, regret signals that we care about our choices, our relationships, and our potential. It arises when we compare our actual outcomes to imagined alternatives, often highlighting the distance between where we are and where we could have been. This gap can be painful. But it also reveals something powerful, a vision of the life we wanted. Regret is a mirror, not just of our failures, but of our values, our desires, and our unfulfilled ambitions. This dual nature means that regret can either paralyze or propel us, depending on how we respond to it. Before we discuss transformation, it's important to understand the consequences of unprocessed regret. Left unchecked, regret can morph into self-blame, shame, or chronic rumination. It can freeze us in the past, drain motivation, and diminish self-worth. Psychologist Neil Rose has found that regret, especially related to missed opportunities, is the most common negative emotion people experience, and the one they struggle most to let go of. It's not the mistake itself that hurts the most, it's the feeling that we could have done better. But when regret is acknowledged, studied, and reframed, it can become a launching pad for personal development. The key lies in how we choose to interpret and respond to that emotion. Step 1. Shift from judgment to curiosity. The first step in transforming regret is to approach it with curiosity rather than judgment. Instead of saying, "I messed up," ask yourself, what was really going on in that moment? This subtle shift helps reduce the emotional charge of regret. It positions you as a learner, not a failure. By interrogating the past with an open mind, you begin to identify patterns in behavior, assumptions, or circumstances that influenced your decisions. Here are some questions to guide this process. What were the facts surrounding the event? What were my beliefs, fears, or assumptions at the time? What did I not know then that I know now? What values of mine were in conflict, or being ignored? Curiosity uncovers context, and context breeds compassion. You begin to see not just what you did wrong, but why you did it, which is essential for growth. Step 2. Reframe the narrative. Regret thrives in rigid narratives. When we tell ourselves, "I ruined everything" or "I'll never recover from this," we're cementing a one-dimensional story that leaves no room for evolution. Reframing means reinterpreting the event in a way that acknowledges the pain without erasing the possibility of growth. Instead of viewing a breakup as a failure, you might frame it as a necessary turning point that revealed what you truly value in a partner. Instead of lamenting a missed career opportunity, you might see it as the catalyst that pushed you toward a more aligned path. This isn't toxic positivity. It's strategic storytelling. We're not denying reality, we're assigning it new meaning that serves us better. Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, famously said, "When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves." That transformation often begins with the stories we choose to tell ourselves. Step 3. Extract the lessons. Every regret contains a lesson, a truth about ourselves, others, or the world that we didn't fully grasp at the time. Identifying these lessons turns regret into wisdom. Ask, what would I do differently now? What strengths did this experience help me uncover? How can this inform my future choices? Let's say you regret not pursuing a passion project earlier in life. The lesson might be about the cost of perfectionism, the importance of listening to your inner voice, or the need for courage over comfort. These insights are not abstract. They are deeply personal and profoundly actionable. It's also crucial to document these lessons. Journaling, voice memos, or even writing a letter to your past self can help externalize the regret and solidify the learning. This step anchors the experience in growth, preventing the same regret from haunting you again. Step 4. Take aligned action. The most empowering way to deal with regret is to do something about it now. Action is the antidote to despair. Once you've learned from the past, it's time to apply that wisdom to the present. This might mean setting new boundaries, changing careers, rekindling a relationship, or starting a long-postponed creative project. Transformation requires momentum. Even small, consistent steps can create a sense of agency. You're no longer a passive victim of regret, you're an active participant in your evolution. Here's a practical framework. Set a clear intention. What change do you want to make? Break it into small steps. What's one thing you can do this week? Create accountability. Who can support you or keep you on track? Track progress. Celebrate each step, no matter how small. The goal is to live in a way that reduces future regrets. When your actions align with your values, you build a life of integrity and fulfillment, one where regret has less power over you. Step 5. Practice self-compassion. Regret often disguises a deeper wound, the belief that we are unworthy because of our past. This is where self-compassion becomes essential. Dr. Kristen Neff, a pioneer in self-compassion research, outlines 3 elements of this practice. Self-kindness, speak to yourself as you would to a friend. Common humanity, recognize that everyone makes mistakes, it's part of being human. Mindfulness, acknowledge your emotions without exaggerating or suppressing them. Self-compassion doesn't excuse harmful behavior, but it creates the emotional safety needed for honest self-reflection and change. It allows you to own your regret without being owned by it. Over time, this compassion becomes resilience. You stop fearing failure because you trust your ability to recover and grow. That's when regret stops being a shadow and starts being a source of light. Step 6. Integrate and evolve. The final step is integration, weaving your past regrets into your personal narrative not as stains, but as essential threads in the fabric of who you are. Consider how your regrets have shaped your empathy, sharpened your focus, or deepened your relationships. Reflect on how they've fueled your passion or purpose. When you can look back and say, I wouldn't be who I am without that experience, you've reached a profound point of transformation. At this stage, regret no longer holds you back. It becomes a resource, a well of wisdom you draw upon to live more consciously and courageously. In conclusion, regret is inevitable. But being defined by it is optional. To transform regret into untapped potential is to engage in a form of emotional alchemy. It requires introspection, courage, and commitment. But the rewards are immense. Not only do you liberate yourself from the weight of the past, but you also forge a deeper connection to your values, your vision, and your untapped capabilities. In this process, regret becomes more than just a signal of loss. It becomes a signpost pointing you toward the growth that is still possible, the dreams that are still alive, and the future that is still yours to create. So next time regret knocks on your door, don't push it away. Invite it in. Ask it what it has to teach you. And then, when you've learned all you can, use it as fuel, not for self-punishment, but for your next bold move forward. Because within every regret is the seed of untapped potential waiting for you to give it the chance to grow. If you enjoyed this video, Please like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this.